Yo, 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 welcome to the Just Talk Show. This is your host with the most, SG. We got the normal cast in the building today, and I want y'all to stay tuned to the end. We're going in. You know what I'm saying? We're going in on a host of topics, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna get into this show. Keep it rolling. Let's get the guys in so we can introduce themselves. Hold on one second. Let me exit out this so low. What it is now. Everybody introduce yourself. Let's start with MJ and roll it on.
What to do, my people? This is just talking to Jay. Shit, we in here tonight.
Good evening, everyone. This is Just Talk Junior, ready for another episode. Hope y'all brought y'all listening ears.
Just Talk Spider in the building. Creativity Incorporated.
It's Just Talk TVM Ziggy. We in the building. Y'all already know what time it is. We got something to say. So let's kick this thing off. We're gonna start off with my guy that's inventing this new plastoline diesel fuel. You know what I'm saying? I hear you going and hiding. What's up? What's up with that?
Yeah, so if everybody on YouTube, everybody probably seen this brother, I believe from Alabama or something like that. He invented this machine where he's turning plastic into petroleum, making diesel gas and all that like that. Y'all probably seen him around, probably not. We're gonna go ahead and get somebody to Google his name right quick, get a brother his credit, but he's the black brother, young brother, man, the inventor
Julian
out here.
Brown.
So you know what I'm saying?
Julian Brown.
Say again.
What's that first name again? I heard Brown.
Julian Brown.
Julian. Yeah. Okay.
So Mr. Julian, if you see this man, go ahead and tap into us, man. We'd love to interview you. But let's talk a little bit about your invention. I'm gonna let's see who we got. Who's the most aficionado on his invention besides me? Let's see what we got.
Let
Just talk to.
Nah. Let's kick it. Let's kick it how we was kicking it in the chat, man. Just talk Ziggy. What's up, man? What you feeling like today, man?
Man, y'all already know, man. That my guy
Tell
came
it.
up with good stuff, man. He doing his thing. I ain't mad at him. I love it.
What you say? He had some sponsors. Yeah? Tell us that news. You said he had
Oh yeah,
sponsors.
I'm sure you got sponsors. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have
Oh,
sponsors
you sure?
to be able to collect all that plastic, to be able to, you know what I'm saying, duck off somewhere. You know what I'm saying? To be able to create everything from scratch. You know what I'm saying? To do all that stuff, you gotta have somebody backing you that believe in you. You know what I'm saying? Which I believe in him. He did it. You know what I'm saying? I seen it with my own eyes. So when you see something with your own eyes, it's better than just somebody telling you something or, you know what I'm saying, going off of a hope. You know what I'm saying? But that's to me good news. That's a breakthrough. I
Yeah,
knew
but I
somebody
think,
was gonna come along.
but I
Huh?
think like what everybody else is just talking MJ. I think like what everybody else is thinking, man. Some people about it probably in the background thinking like, man, is this guy gonna be alive? And should I sponsor a dead man? That's my question. Should I sponsor a dead man?
Well,
Because you already know big oil and the big industry that has something to do with gasoline ain't really be trying. They ain't trying to have that shit. You know, it's that they done took a lot of people out for lesser, and this guy he went viral, has got a little fame, but I don't know if he has sponsors. I have not heard that he has sponsors, but if he do, good luck to everybody. But yeah, we'd like to see some free energy out here, man. You know what he said he was turning plastic into gasoline. Hell yeah. I mean that's a great way to recycle. You know what I mean? But as far as sponsors and stuff go, man, I haven't heard that, but just like I would say, I wouldn't want to put my money into something that's probably not gonna go anywhere because, Exxon and Mobil and whoever, whatever the big gasoline names are, they ain't trying to hear that, bro. They ain't trying to let nobody come in and tap into that industry and take money out of their pockets. Just talk.
yeah. Anybody got anything else before I go ahead and lay it down? Post with the most,
Yeah,
with the most.
man. I wanted to just give a little update. Mr. Julian Brown, man, he is a 21-year-old, and you know what I'm saying, for someone this age to come out with a type of invention like this. Now he didn't invent this machine. It was a Japanese guy invented this machine back in the 80s. But with his machine, they were only getting crude oil from it. What Julian has done is able to refine the gasoline, plastoline, and the diesel. So he's got airplane fuel, diesel, and gasoline. So he is trying to basically corner the market on this. They came out a couple days ago, a couple weeks ago, saying that he was missing, but he wasn't missing. He is kind of just, silenced himself on social media because he feels people are following him. He believes people are trying to steal his invention. They're trying to silence him because, like Just Talk MJ alluded to, this is a very lucrative business that he is invading on. And if we could take landfill waste such as plastic. Plastic is everywhere. Everyone knows it. It's in all the boxing that you have when you go to the stores. It's, in the plastic bottles we just throw away and things like that. So instead of throwing that into a landfill or into our oceans or into our rivers, he has come up with a great way to redefine that and make it into a usable, sustainable fuel. So if they say these so-called fossil fuels will one day run out, which they are insinuating, but it'll never run out. But that's for another day. But it'll take that market where if people are not investing all their money in, just having to strap for gas and things like that, we can focus on other things and progressing humanity as a whole. So that's one thing that I like that this young man is trying to bring in. But like you said, it is some hurdles there because they don't want that plastiline out because of the simple fact it would severely damage their brand and then cut into their revenue. That's the long story short. But he is great. I promote anything Julian is trying to do right now because this is a game changer. He's not the first person that came out with ideas like this. Check back in the 80s and 90s. They had a guy who was able to run his vehicle across the United States off of water. But somehow in a meeting he was eating and all of a sudden, I died. So all these type of inventors, come up with these great ideas, and then all of a sudden, my tire flew off and I was almost killed, and
But
that almost happened to Julian himself. So he said somebody
well,
remove
CJ,
all
you
four.
left something out. See, don't mean to interrupt, but you left something out when that guy when he was having a meeting. He ran out the he ran out the restaurant and said, "Oh, they poisoned me," and then he died. You forgot that
Well,
part. My bad. Just talk.
Well, it's all good. I wasn't just trying to focus on that specific inventor because we, were talking about Julian today. But yeah, I was just trying to reference him. But thank you. I think he did, and say I was poisoned. So, but I think the autopsy they forced it, and then it said heart attack. But it is what it is. Uh, he is doing a great thing. We all need to promote him. We all need to protect him. We need to keep him safe because this is game changing for this next generation. If you want the world to be a better place than where we have it in now, you want to leave it in a better place when we're in our 60s and 70s, we have to promote people like this now. Just talk, CJ.
Just talk. Just talk. Now I'm gonna piggyback off what they were saying about the sponsorship. And what he has done is started a GoFundMe. Y'all guys can look him up on the social media. And all these inventions that he was doing and he was creating, he's pretty crafty. And so he's been getting sponsors from the people like us, sending 10, 15, $20, $100. So he's able to go out here and buy these equipment and boost the stuff up and get these little choppers and stuff like that to chop up the plastic. And then he shows the receipts and everything, like, hey, this is how much I got, this is what I spent on it. And y'all, and another thing, you're right. This technology has been done before. But what the last thing I seen on it was a couple of our good white brothers that was going out hating on him, saying he was that he was a charlatan, he don't know what he's doing and all this. And so he had said like, hey man, let's debate, let's get out here. But then they ain't want to debate. They just said, hey man, we appreciate what you're doing, but I just had to hate on you a little bit. Well, that's typical Caucasian, but it is what it is. But so what do y'all think about that? These industry leads have said, hey man, I work at a refinery, man. You own to something, but I'm gonna go and hate on you a little bit. You're talking about you don't know what you're doing. Just talk. That was the debate.
Let's hear from Just Talk Spider if he got something to say on this issue. If
No,
not,
I ain't really had nothing to say. I mean, it's one of them things where you're just waiting to see how it play out. He already ran the truck off of it. Um, of course, like Junior was saying, they're stepping on some big toes. So it's going to be quite interesting. And of course, everybody looking for that theory, that conspiracy theory, to see if it's going to come true, as if he's going to be become disappeared because of this invention. So it's not, not much. It's gained a lot of notoriety. This case, his case, and his invention, and I just look forward to see just how far it go. Some more footage, um, and possibly it coming all the way out to the forefront. And we'll see if like the government won't they want to supply um, things like fuel, natural resources, make it for everybody to have. Well, this could be one way of getting into that. So, like I said, I look forward to seeing see what's gonna come up next. Hopefully, it don't have a sad ending, and I'm gonna be optimistic with it. And congratulations to my guy, Mr. Brown. You know, throughout history, man, we as a people, we have been some major contributions, and this just goes to show that these bright minds they need to be cultivated instead of instead of the way they've been actually kind of handled.
Hated on. Yeah,
Right.
they've been hated on.
Yeah, yeah. So
Hey,
that's my spiel on that.
he cheated, man. Did you see that?
Yeah, yeah,
Interesting
yeah.
take, interesting time. We want to show much love to the Mr. Brown. Hey, we from Mississippi, bro. If you ever get a hold to this, go ahead and hit us up, man. We got social media, man. Reach out to us. As a matter of fact, I'll reach out to you. But we're gonna say we'd love to interview you. Interview you. We from Mississippi. You from Alabama. We definitely want to support you. And you definitely have a home here if you want to talk. And like I said, he's advocating for. Hey, he said, yeah, man. I know this stuff has been invented before. But I'm bringing awareness to let people know that hey, this can happen. This process is legitimate, and we can get rid of some of this waste and turn it into viable food fuel. You know what I'm saying? Excuse my accent. But and we're gonna wrap up on him. Who wanna get the final take? Uh shit, what do y'all want to say to Mr. Julian? And what do you think? If since the control interest is the petrodollar and everything is king, are they really gonna try to shut him down, or what does he go with this?
Man, I think he like I said, man, he got enough sponsors to stay out the way. He got enough smarts to, you know what I'm saying, do what he gotta do. We're gonna see what he say. Um we definitely like I said, we just gotta help him out, you know what I'm saying? Cause I feel like hey, if I had something that they could run off of whatever he got and his price is cheap, I'm pulling up. That's all I'm gonna tell him. I'm pulling up.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah. He
say this.
might
This is the
have.
thing. This is the whole thing about his eviction. The actual price of the fuel would be more expensive through this process. That's why the greater interest didn't really want to go with it because they said, okay, in order to convert this fuel and all this, we have to do so much to it to actually bring it to market. Like the amount of orders you get amount versus the amount of waste and everything like that. But if you're looking at it from a recycle aspect, of
Hey,
course, go with it.
if there's a
What do y'all
will,
think
And
about that?
see, and
if it
see
could
on
be
my
done, it could be done.
and on my end, bro, that brings up a good thought for me too. Mechanically, what grade is this shit? Are we looking at regular, mid grade, or supreme, or is this
I
shit gonna
mean,
tear up my car?
you can
Is
Right
it
still
now,
run that
right
at
is
now
it
he
gonna
getting
tear my
diesel.
car up, or
diesel.
is it diesel, or what kind of engine do I have to have?
Yeah,
Do I need to change my spark plug? Shit like that.
if it's only
Now,
diesel, that's different. But if
well,
it's
right
gas,
now he done ran a car off of it. He done like an old school classic car. He ran that off of it, and he also ran like his weed eaters and stuff like that. I don't know what he's projecting. You know what I'm saying, the grade of the fuel. But if y'all know anything about the refining process, you know I'm a genius. I know normal people don't know these type of things. But well, oil is basically broke down molecularly, and the higher the compounds and stuff, it basically determines the grade of what you're selling. Like you got like jet fuel versus crude oil is broke down, and it's just different levels. The more you break it down, it's a different. grades of gasoline. So you might break it down to petroleum jelly, and then you get a crude oil, and you might get a certain type of synthetic oil, and you get diesel, then you get the 99 octane gas, and then you might get jet fuel. I don't know the exact octane and the trains of the stuff, but people can imagine what I'm saying. It's actually a chart. The more you refine it, change the molecular structure, the different grades of gas you get. That's how the petroleum works. Just how I don't know if nobody know nothing about that, James.
Yeah. Well, that's good information, man. Appreciate that information. That does break that down. And it's still, I still have the question with plastic being the medium that we're using to break it down. Would that affect it in any way other than like I said, these gasoline engines are ran off oil-based gasoline. You know what I'm saying? A plastic, you call it plastiline. Plastiline may affect it in a way. I may not want to put. I'll put it like this.
Plastic is
I
plastic.
probably
Go
wouldn't
ahead.
want to put that shit in my Benz. If I have a Mercedes Benz, I wouldn't want to put that shit in my Benz until I know it's been proven that it won't tear my car up.
Well, the whole concept is
I
plastic is
agree.
made of petroleum, just like everything else, and so he's just basically breaking it down to carbon and reprocessing it. Just talk.
Correct. Correct. And that's exactly what he's doing. I don't know the octane of it, but I'm sure, what I'm saying, if he can come out with fuel that can run a diesel motor, an airplane motor, and a gasoline motor, I'm sure he can. If he can do that, he can come up with an 87 and a 93. You know,
Bet. That's a good observation. But just thinking about it in layman's terms, that's what the average consumer would think. Real talk.
What if we simply just make gas for weed eaters and we got it on the shelf? Hey, this is the plastiline gas for your weed eater. Already got the oil in it. This work good on your weed eater. And we save the environment, taking all this plastic out the ocean. Our plastic we find in the ocean, we make a plastiline out of it. I think people pay a little bit more and go ahead and risk their weed eater than they bins, but Elon and them should be
and
backing
I
them on
think,
that.
and I think totality. Once we save these all this space for these landfills, and what I'm saying, outsourcing, refining this stuff, man, the plus is gonna be outweigh the minuses. You know what I'm saying? And then once he get one of these backers like what y'all was speaking to earlier, that's gonna be easy to just break it down into just add higher octane to the higher ones that you need for the more premium type vehicles. That the combustion is higher and longer. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, just
That's
talk. You're
that.
exactly right. They got that
Yeah.
what they call that, the ethanol gas. What they call that at the gas station? Where
Yeah,
they
it's
got
made
the
from corn. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's made from
yeah,
corn.
what they call, they got a mix with it. I forgot what they call it. Some cars carry that where it's mixed with gas and it's mixed with recycled stuff. I don't somebody can throw that out there.
Yeah, you said it. It's ethanol, and it'll say 1985 ethanol.
It's
Uh,
made from
and,
corn, and
yeah,
it's all right. You gotta have a car for it though.
right,
Yeah.
exactly. Now you see what I'm talking about. You gotta have a special engine that'll take that type of gas.
It's certain cars that'll take. It's a few
And so
cars
that's
that.
that. That's basically my only point about the plastiline. That's it. But the way you guys breaking it down, hell yeah. If you had, if you able to run a diesel engine, if you're able to run a lawnmower, if you're able to run a simple car engine, hell yeah, a old '67 Chevy, goddamn right you can run a new one.
And let's say it like this, just talk.
Hey,
I say shit. Hold on. I'm just gonna say this. Hey man, if you got one of these machines at your house, man, you never know, the power might go out, the gas might run out, man. You're gonna be the only person on the block that got some gas. Then how bad it's gonna be? Just talk.
Exactly.
well, what's his name? John Rockefeller. He probably turning in his grave right now. Like nigga, don't come up with that shit. You taking my money. The
Well,
Rockefellers,
speaking of
they got
Rockefeller, man.
anything to do with that
Speaking of
shit.
Rockefeller, let's keep
Don't
the
take
show
my money.
rolling though. Speaking of Rockefeller, man, we wanted to get into this subject about Tartaria and the mud flood. Now Rockefeller, he was in 1900. You never know Rockefeller, Mr. Standard Oil. You know what I mean? He was the first, multi-billionaire, whatever, that controlled the world. And they had to come out with the monopoly. Everybody know the monopoly game. They had to come out with the monopoly law because he had it on lock. He had a monopoly where he was on fuel and gas and oil, and then he also had the trains and everything. I mean, this man had really went in. And so, before then, we had the 1800s. and people were using horses and carriages and stuff like that, and apparently that didn't exist. Tartaria, just talk.
Who said it don't exist?
I can say it existed. They can both exist at the same time, but you can see that you know the victor always tells the story, or the people that's around now they were able to tell their story, and their story was we took horses and carriages and fucking hammers and chisels and build those beautiful Tartarian style buildings. Uh, I just don't believe that, homie.
So for the guests that know we're talking about, let's go ahead and get you or CJ to go ahead and break down what we're saying about Tartaria, the missing time, and the technology that was being used. And let's get a time period where this existed in the history of it. Just talk.
Go ahead, CJ.
Well, the thing about it is, we've been led to a narrative, whereas it has all been, AKA, whitewashed. I'm not being literal, I'm being more figurative when I say that. But at the same time, when they say they came over here and found things, they were founding, grand buildings, and then they were like, oh my God, how did this get over here? That's better than the stuff we got, you know. And then they seeing these people walk around and lightly clothes, you know what I'm saying? Man, ain't no way they did that. But then when you go all off into Mexico and South America, you find these Olmec heads. You find it's too much out there for you to still be thinking the books we read 20 years ago when we were high school is still relevant. It's too much available information out there. All these electric vehicles they coming out with now, they acting like that's new. That was already invented. These bullet trains, that's old. Why can't we build the type of buildings that were built in the past, like these 16th chapels? No one's building like that anymore, and especially they weren't doing it in the 1800s when they're with a buggy and a horse. They're not doing that. They don't have any cranes, no electric and hydraulics and all this. You think a man is up there with a rope and a little pulley? No, that didn't happen, man. That's the narrative that was painted because what happened was when people came over here, they found palaces. They found, what I'm saying, thriving civilization. They're like, oh my God, this is not supposed to be here.
When you get a
Right.
chance,
Yeah.
let
And
me.
that's
I'm gonna tell you a reason
Look
why
into the
they
look
don't
into the
build
World's
them.
Fair. Go ahead, Ziggy. But what we need to
One
do is
mic,
look
one mic.
into the World's Fair. That's what I just said. Go ahead, Ziggy. But we just need to look into the World's Fair. If you look into the World's Fair and get the real information behind what they really were, then you'll really start to notice. Go ahead, Ziggy.
No, I'm gonna tell you a reason why they don't build them no more. Man, people have advanced. You know what I'm saying? We got different types of living now. You know what I'm saying? They don't want that old school style living no more. They wanna walk in their house and be able to say, turn on the air conditioning, um, turn this on. You know what I'm saying? That's why they don't want that. The technology didn't change, so it's different. You know, people getting lazy. They want the easiest way possible of
that,
doing
that,
stuff.
that makes
That's
that makes no
They
sense.
want it fast and they
It
want it
was,
cheap. They want it fast and they want it cheap.
exactly. So
but
that's what I'm
it
saying. So
was
that's why
it was
they
Yeah,
don't
easier
but
build. Why
for
they
you to
don't
get
build
healed by a
palaces.
bell rather than go lay up in a hospital for months. So just make that make sense. If a resonating bell can help heal me, ask me why have all the bells been silenced?
Because a lot
Okay.
people not
cause
believe
So
cause
that's an
cause
interesting point.
if the majority not believing in it, then it goes out of style.
cause
Okay, so look,
everything till you break it down to the scientific level, everything
frequency.
moves. Everything's are in frequency and waves. And so there you have it. I mean, that's why a bell sound can heal you. You know, sounds can heal you. There are things out there that have healing properties other than some petroleum goddamn medicine that everybody popping their mouth. The oil based medicine.
All right, so look, host with the most SG. We're gonna drop it
Hey,
like this, and I want to hear from Spider, but we want to hear from him as well. And
we
we got AJ
also
in the building.
there you go. There you go. That's what I was just about to mention, man. We gotta just talk AJ, man. Go ahead though.
Now, are you guys? I'm gonna pose this question, you guys. Are y'all guys familiar with Tartaria and the Mud Flood and its missing time and the Dark Ages and what was going on? Because we had a debate yesterday. Everybody was talking about, hey, is this really happen? Let's go and get into it, man. But those familiar with Tartaria, when did it happen? Did it really happen? And how was these people had a global civilization when Rome, when France, when the Vatican, when all these other civilizations, we even got into Genghis Khan and Alexander the Great was doing their thing. So what took place? Was it what we read in history books, or was it this secret Tartarian civilization that was rumored to be started by the Moors, a black civilization at that rumored? I don't know if I'm accurate with that.
What's
So
going
my
on?
question, AJ and
This just talk
go
like
ahead.
guys. What's going on? I think the only what was going on back then, and if you was to believe in all that, I think what was going on back then is what they tell us. I mean, we wasn't there. We wasn't, present to know, everything that was exactly going on, and who was exactly here. Unless you want to go and read the ancient tablets, the ancient tabloids, if you believe in that sort of thing. So to answer your question, I don't know who was. I wasn't there. All I know is here, and all I know is what they show me in the books, and what I was told. Just how AJ.
Can I piggyback off that real quick?
Yeah, they want to hear from Spot after that. Just talk.
Yeah. All I can say is everything in history, or everything that is in true history, has been written down or has been taken down in the Akashic records, man. So a lot of times you can channel and talk to your ancestors, or you yourself bring your memory back from if you may have reincarnated. You know what I'm saying? Because you may have been here for a lot of lifetimes. You may was there during the Tartarian period, but you just don't remember. You know what I mean? So that's just all I need to say right now. Just talking
All
objective.
right, so I'm gonna pose this question, Spider. Are you familiar with Tartaria and what time period said it exists? Is rumored to exist during the Dark Ages, or during the bubonic plague? What are your thoughts on it? Just talk.
All right. I feel like, you know what I'm saying, it was like I said, every culture end up speaking this language throughout history. You know what I'm saying? At some point we was um, Roman Empire. At some point we was, you know, taken over by the next best thing, which was gunpowder, and it advanced from there. It speaks itself. You know what I'm saying? After gunpowder took over, nothing else was, the strongest after that until the atomic bomb. So after
Straight
that,
up.
you know, what I'm saying, is the next best thing is, to be able to control, I guess, the weather.
Time and space.
Yeah.
Well, time and space. I
Yeah.
could doesn't know.
Yeah.
So before I hold the feet to the fire on this Tartarian thing, before I go ahead and shut it down, you know what I mean? I love support Tartaria, but it's malarkey to me. So, but I just want to hear from Spider. Let him get a little take on this. If
But
not, I'll go ahead and destroy it and let CJ and Marcus rebuttal.
Yeah. So you was asking me about the bubonic plague. Well, I mean, what about it?
Okay, the bubonic plague was rumored to exist in this period called the Dark Ages. I think it was from the 1300s to the 1500s. This is where civilization, as they know it, as the history people in European became dark. People started dying off because of this plague called the bubonic plague. It was spread around through with mouses and rats and stuff. Started biting up people because there was so much filth and squalor in the land. They would just throw shit out and piss out the window. And so these rats went around biting people, and everybody started getting sick. I believe it killed like 30% of the world population at that time that there was in Europe. I think maybe 30 or 40%. A lot of people died, and it was death in the streets. These is where y'all see those guys with those masks with the damn nose look like a bird, and they had like these the hoods on or whatever. I don't know if people are familiar with that image, but it was doctors went around to people houses, and they had those masks on. They used to put like fragrances and stuff inside of it so they couldn't smell the dead body and the rotten flesh. And they
yeah, like
also thought that
Bloodhound
the
off
masks would
Apex.
protect. This was the time people didn't really know that germ spread through through the air. So they really was just for their time, like you know what I'm saying. Even though they were trying to cover the smell, they was kind of stopping themselves from getting airborne sicknesses. So now during this period of time, the bubonic plague happened and referred to as the Dark Ages. A lot of stuff happened. kings and queens died, a lot of people died, and then once the Renaissance happened, there was a period in time, 1700s, where you have people like Michelangelo and all these people. They was going against the king. They was everybody was talking about enlightenment and everything. And they said, "Hey man, wash your hands and all this." And they were like, "Hey, you a heretic, man? Wash your hands. We're gonna burn you at the stake." But these people, they were scientists and they were creative people, and they kind of that's when you came to the period of enlightenment. You know what I mean? I forgot what I just said the name of the time period was, but the Renaissance, yes, that's when the Renaissance basically brought us out of the Dark Ages, when you had artists and all these people. And yeah, I believe Rome was the architect of that, because they were commissioning these people like Michelangelo and all these people to do these paintings and everything.
So you mean to tell me that the Moors didn't reestablish everything for them, teach them how to bathe and proper sanitation, and not to throw waste in the street because that would cause it to go to your clean water in your wells? So I think what you've been, what you have brought over from your history books and kind of indoctrinated with, you know, I'm sorry the veil hadn't came down for you yet, but if you go look, Tartaria was in every country. It was Russia, it was China, it was United States, it was Europe, it was all that. So it was a Moroccan king, and he ruled America from over in Morocco. So if you go down into places like Mali and Ethiopia where they hadn't been colonized, you can find these books like in Timbuktu. All this history is in there. Mansa Musa, his uncle, made a trip over here. It's in a book. It's already in a book. But that history is being, swept under the rug. Like, oh no, those people weren't able to sail over here. The first person to do that was Christopher Columbus. We all shown they found uh, copies of the Ten Commandments over here in Hebrew. So to think that Christopher Columbus at this stage in 2025 was the first person to come over here, were kind of foolish. Kind of foolish to think that. And then the
We,
second point
we got
is,
a radio sound check. Is anybody
all
else
these
hearing that
words,
interference on CJ? Or is it just me?
I'm not hearing anything. I'm just
Yeah,
hearing this because
we
I'm
heard the interference.
throughout.
We heard some interference on you, CJ. When you was telling us about Christopher Columbus, we heard a little interference there.
So look, everybody mute up and see if we can
Oh,
get
my
GJ
bad.
skill again. CJ. Let's run it back again, CJ. You got a
Oh, well,
little interference
no.
right there. Just talk. Bloop, 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 bloop.
But yeah, what we were saying is, Christopher Columbus was not the first person in America, man. We all know this was a facade that was painted to celebrate somebody. We all know that these Mansa Musa's uncle, researcher, he came over here in the 1300s. So that's 100 years prior to that. So to think that and to find an Olmec head here, you got to realize, man, this was always our land. This is our land. And it was taken. In the Great Seminole War, that was them running us off of our land. The Trail of Tears, that was them running us off our land. And then they let these $5 Indians come in. If you pay $5, oh, we'll give you the nationality of Indian, Native American. And that's, you have to look up in history, man. We have been changed so many times from Negro to black to African American to, they keep reclassing you because they don't want you to know who you are. When you figure out who you are, you'll know where you're going. You don't know where you're going until you realize who you are. That's why you're still indoctrinated with these history books from 1998 and 99 when you was in high school. Just talk
I'm
CJ.
so glad you said that. Just talk. I'm so glad you said that, man. Indoctrinated. Okay, so I haven't been indoctrinated to believe that in the 1700s, America was founded by revolutionaries that overthrew the King of England because of taxation without representation, and they formed America. Now, at that time, before then, America was a colony of France, England, and Spain. So in the history books, that happened 1700s, and in the 1600s, it was people were doing warfare with ships and all these type of things. Now, my question to you is, how did these primitive Caucasians in Europe with their ships and their everything combat combat a Tartarian civilization that had airships, ultimate energy, and free energy. I don't know if y'all familiar with the air balloons. Tartarians is rumored and famous to know that they had the famous air balloons, airships that used to be in the air. They get free energy
Now,
and everything.
see, now
If
you're
these
getting to
people
my
had
point.
this, let me land. If these people had this technology and this advance, how did these so-called Caucasians or whatever you want to call it
They had
overtake them?
they had help. It started with disease, but they definitely had help. And my biggest question to you, if you believe, if anybody believes, how did this mud flood happen? If anybody believes in the
Hey,
mud flood,
hold on
how did it happen?
before we go to the mud flood. All right, let's check this one out. All right,
That was part of the Tartarian society. Go ahead, though, Ziggy.
but my theory on that is they if you go back, check my guy out. Shouts out to him, the Wi-Fi. Uh, you go on there, he'll tell you that the smarter people ended up. What they did was they stayed on the ground and they built them an army until it was time. And once they came from being on the ground, they came back and took over. That let them tell it. Now that was the story of how he explained it. Because
But put
they
an
were
address on it.
huh?
Put an address on it, like which people, what country, where they from, where was the underground
Oh no,
Lord to
he was
be.
saying the Caucasians went on the ground and then they came out and took over the Anunnaki people that came and which was supposed to be the I guess we want to say it the bigger black people. I'm gonna just say black people or whoever any other type of race that was had them going on the ground because we was eating their men and raping their women. That was basically what he was saying. And
That's what I'm trying to get at. They had help, man. Who
so
helped them?
now they just got smart. They went on the ground. Now they got smart, went on the ground, and they just came out one day and took over. And they got, like I said, they got smarter. They came up with some type of, you know, a way to trick or
Mass
trickery
destruction.
or
I say it was
whatever.
a mass
Yeah,
destruction weapon, man. I say they came up with a weapon of mass destruction
they
that
came up with
caused them.
something.
That
It ain't got
caused. And now, where they get this weapon from? Where they get the idea from? Did they have help? Was it some shit that came out the sky? If we believe in aliens and whatnot, I'm just saying they had help. I, I, I,
could have been a
I can't,
disease.
I can't, I can't Skinny say I can't put an exact address on it, but I know exactly they had some help from. I would say they had help from aliens, man, because that's the only other way they can do it. They were
Why
so
the
meek
aliens
and
ain't came
wigger.
back and helped like now
So
then?
go on, say it, man. Go on, jump out the
You
window. Go on, say it. Just talk show.
well, no, what I'm saying is, bro, a lot of people say, that it was aliens that came down and talked to Moses on the mountaintop. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying them same aliens is who helped. You know, who helped.
Man, they wasn't no.
Okay.
That was just a dream that he had that came down and spoke to him, and
Oh, so you
he
saying it
had
was a
a
Uh,
dream,
telepathy.
or
He
maybe
What
it
tapped
is
in,
it?
was
like you were saying, he
a
tapped into the
hallucination?
next
Because he
world.
was up there 40 days and 40 nights. It was a hallucination. That what you saying?
Exactly. If you up there for 40 days, 40 nights, not eating, and you having a mirage that you know what I'm saying, a dream or anything,
So
like you
what about the
said,
ark?
tap into your older self or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You've been here before. If
So
you
what
been
about the ark when they set it
reincarnation,
somewhere and it shot
man.
out lightning bolts and killed everybody? I mean, that goes imaginary too.
All of it was what I'm telling you is a man thought. It was a thought that somebody came up with that they stuck to.
All right, we're gonna stay on Tartaria for a second. That's an interesting point. Ziggy said that it was imaginary that when he was the burning bush was burning and he smelled some damn weed and and then God spoke to him and said, "I am."
It could have been exactly. It could have been anything. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
I
He was on the
heard.
mushroom.
But we didn't get the real interpretation of it because it didn't been watered down.
maybe it was the
And he hit that
technology
weed
was
and took the mushrooms and went
maybe
took over Egypt and conquered the land.
But nah, but he
Ah,
they
came
put
up
them
with a
underground. They
civilization.
got to the
He,
technology first.
no,
Maybe it
he
was
just
some ancient
came up
tech
with
that they got to
civilization.
first before we did.
He invented civilizing people. You know what I'm saying? Came up with laws. We're gonna abide by these laws right here.
what you
Matter of
talking
fact,
about, Mo?
he came up with a government system. That's what it was. Yeah.
Hold on, man. I'm about to throw up
Yes,
in my
because
mouth.
what
You
do
talking
they
about
say?
Moses?
What do they tell
You talking
you what you
about Moses?
can't do? It don't tell you what you can do.
Hell
It tell
yeah.
you only what you can't do.
Man, Moses was a Jew that stole everything from Egypt, man. Get out of here.
It don't matter. What you
What the
said is
hell?
You say he went up to the top of the mountain and prayed for 40 days and 40 nights and come down with a solution. What I'm telling you was those were laws, not he built a civilized empire off of laws.
Man, it
Good days.
was
If things
civilizations
that you
way before
cannot do,
then.
all of them were
It was
things
this
that
thing
you
called
Exactly.
Egypt, bro. They
Exactly.
already had
Exactly.
pyramids and they already had them enslaved. Him and his brother and them.
they didn't have it wasn't civilized though. Skin. Remember you say they was out there pissing in the streets, doing you don't wash your hands,
No, this is
don't
this is
do
this,
this.
this is the time period of Moses was like before 10 BC. You know what I'm saying? It was in ancient past
It was
before like
all
in the
primitive.
thousands,
It was all
and then
primitive.
like
What
it
I'm
was like
telling
in
you is all
between
primitive.
1000 BC or something like that.
It
When
was
Moses was walking around with his tent and everything doing the wilderness.
like I said,
Now, if we're
all
gonna
that
have an
primitive.
accurate timeline of history, people, we got to know what's going on. Jesus came around and what zero, what I'm saying, century. Then after that, it went up to 100th century after that. At that point in time, the Roman Empire was in control. But once they switched the Vatican, they wanted to put the time line started at that point in time. They say everything else after that it goes in the negative. If I say before Christ or whatever the word is, BC.
Yeah.
Now
And
they say
after
two
death is
thousand
BC.
years BC. That's when the first modern human beings started. They went from hunter gatherers and started, becoming building stuff. And 10,000 BC is when the pyramids and all this stuff started happening. So that was civilization right there. Now y'all want to get credit to Tartaria for these pyramids and stuff like that, but they structures were different. Pyramids are way different than
No, no, no,
a
no. We didn't do that.
a dome like you would see in a cathedral or something or a capitol building. These were rumored to be the Tartarian stuff, and so Tartarian probably would have existed maybe I would say if it did exist 1,012 years after Christ walked on this earth. Now that being said, now that we have a accurate timeline of events, we got to know that the Roman Empire existed for 2,000 years. We have evidence of Rome. We have swords. We have streets. We have we have temples. We have they colonized the fucking world. We have languages that Europe speaks right now through Latin. We have baths and bath houses and everything. Roman architecture all throughout the known world at the time. You know
Okay,
what I'm saying?
you got
So,
Chinese stuff
so my
like that too
okay, go
though.
ahead. CJ and Mark, are we gonna discount Rome and say Tartaria? Where are the Tartarian? Or these was it all Tartaria from the door? Rome was just a ploy when the Pope's still sitting in control right now.
I was
Just
telling, I told you this. The history is written by the victor. And guess what? If you're
Yeah.
talking about Rome, guess what? Alexander the Great conquered all the known world at the time when he was living. So guess what? You're
well,
gonna get
well,
down
well,
or you're
well,
gonna lay down. Don't you
well,
understand what I'm
well. The
saying?
Greek Alexander the Great was Greek. He wasn't really from Greek. He was from Macedonia, but he was kind of king of Greece, and they was actually at war with the Romans at the time. But he spread himself too thin. He was trying to spread. He was trying to fight the Romans at the east, and he also went into Africa, northern Africa. He went into the Middle East, and then he went into India. What I mean? We have examples of that. But after that, he came back and settled his kingdom in what is that in where Europe at? I forgot the name of it. The Byzantine Empire. Oh yeah, that nigga knows some history. So the Byzantine Empire was eventually conquered by Rome. And so you had two fronts. You had the Byzantine Empire, what was the capital of the church when they made they actually held the Council of Nicaea in Byzantine. And you also had the Eastern Empire, which was Rome. Now, so that was the time period that I'm abreast of. And I know that you can go in Afghanistan right now and see statues of Alexander the Great. I don't see no negative.
Hey, you can go to China and see structures that was built, you know what I'm saying? Maybe before then, you know what I'm saying? But
You
and you
can
can
you
go
can go to
to
Russia
Mexico.
and get some food
Exactly. You can go
history.
to ain't
You can
nowhere.
see
You
these
go to
paintings
Mexico,
that all these
see structures.
biblical people were black. What about that? You skipping over that? You glazing over that?
You can see
Hold
all
on, say
type
it
of
again,
stuff.
say it again. My phone broke up for a minute. Say it again.
Just like you were saying, you can go to these places. You can go to Russia and see in these huge books they have that all these biblical figures they spoke of, minus probably one, was all black. And
Yeah,
you're
and
around here thinking
nobody not
you don't
arguing
have
against
believe
that,
all.
but a crazy person. So I mean, the Bible takes place in Africa.
Crazy you started the game.
Well, my whole thing about it, bro, and we're gonna get ready to wrap it up because just talk show, man. Y'all see the thumbnail and the background picture, man. We got that boy Dion in the background, man, with Karrueche, man. We got to speak on that for you before we get up out of here, y'all. But at the same time, man, these things happen simultaneously, bro. Just because they told their side of the story and didn't tell the Tartarian side doesn't mean that it didn't happen, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's all good that you know history and you can tell us about the Byzantine Empire and you can tell us about the Council of Nicaea, and you can tell us. Well, you didn't mention the Knights, but it's a lot
That's
of things
simple.
that you miss. It's a lot of things that you can the Temple of the Knights and all that shit. But then
But well,
you did mention.
that comes after Rome and all that. But go
Yeah,
ahead.
so I mean, but we ain't got to go down the timeline. But what we saying is, it was there and something happened. It was a war and they had help because I really feel like they had a free, energy, free utopian society where they live more off of natural things, the land, the structures of the building, in tune with the sun, and also other things like that. Just not to keep it going so long. What we thinking is something happened like a war, and the victor told their story. And the other books, they definitely don't tell it in America because America is a little biased. You if you go look in other countries that are not like CJ mentioned that are not colonized, you'll find different history. You know what I'm saying? So who's right? What I say is everybody just you try to get all the information that you can. Especially in today's society where we got Google and we got other platforms like Yahoo and all these other platforms, or you can just go to an old library, look in a goddamn encyclopedia and see what you see. An old book. Get the information that you can and come up with your own determination. We'll just tell the people like that, man. Just talk show.
So you going on record? Rome didn't exist,
I said
or what?
simultaneously. Yeah, I didn't go on record to say that, dog. No, no, we good. And understand that most of those things were whitewashed. I dare I say after that time, the Moors were in Europe, and at some point the Moors were in Europe because it's still black people all over the world, man. It's Moors everywhere.
Let's hear from you, CJ. Did Rome exist? Let's hear this timeline. Tartaria, give me an accurate timeline with some dates of when did it exist and how did it happen?
If I had to give it like what you're asking for, this is a set period of time, I would say it lasted anywhere between the 1100s and the 1500s. Because what you're not realizing, I want you to look this up when we get through talking. The word white didn't even come about until slavery wanted to be implemented, and that came about in the late 1490s, 80s, going into that era right there after Christopher Columbus made his great voyage over here. So that's not even a word that was even used. You were defined by where you were from. Like I'm a Greek. I'm a Roman. I'm a Nubian. You weren't described as you had a nationality. You didn't have a color.
All right. All right. So my question is, so in the Bible it says that Jesus was going around in Jerusalem and all this stuff, and he got executed by a Roman governor or whatever. And so Rome was in charge of this territory at the time. What do you have to say to that? I mean, it's all type of lore and everything about that. Are we throwing it out the window too? Was Jesus killed by Passion Pilate? Whatever his name was, just that.
That's a good take. You know what I'm saying? As they tell it, like we're saying, the victor took over and told their story. Um, that was the story, and that's what went around. It spread it around, and a lot of people, believed in it. A lot of people, what I'm saying, saw it for their eyes, I guess, and it is what it is. But like I said, we wasn't there. We can't just always go off of what we hear. We have to go off of pretty much what we see. That's just like the big story of today, the plastiline guy. You know what I'm saying? We're going off of what we see and not what we're hearing, and like you said, it's a good thing. But um, I pass it to AJ. Go ahead.
No, hold
Well,
on. I got.
what's going on,
Go ahead.
guys?
Go ahead,
It's
AJ.
Top AJ. I feel like that this just talk, we talk about a lot more things than history because none of us have a degree in science. So we do got some guys in the background here of our thingy, whatever it's called. Somebody help me out. We got Dion back there in Karuche. We got another topic. It is getting around that time, fellas. So I feel like it's about that time to talk about that Dion thing going on here because I feel like we've been stuck on science and history long enough. Everybody got out what they
Hope.
supposed to get out. You
No,
know,
no, I didn't.
I
I
feel
had
like
one
it's about
question
that time.
for this guy at the top SG. One question. When he answered this question, we can move on. Did they hang him on the cross or did they? I mean, see, I'm getting there. Did they nail him on the cross or did they hang him from the tree? Player, answer that question.
Where Romans had this execution method called crucifying, and what they would do is give people that speak out against the Roman Empire, people that was like bucking the system. Hey, man, trying to overthrow the government, speaking against the government. What they would do is crucify them and hang them, and basically let them die through asphyxiation, torture them to death
Not
on the
everybody.
road
They was
into town.
stoning to death
It
too.
was on the
Too
road. Let me
long
listen to
winded.
hold
Yes
on.
or
Let me
no?
land. Let me land. Hold on. So in the road, I'm explaining to you what's going on. And on the way to every town had a road that lead in. They would execute these people as a warning to whoever enters the town, like to not cross wrong. Now, if you want to get into torture and execution, oh boy, y'all so glad that y'all didn't live in those point of times. I mean, they used to boil people inside of copper bulls. I mean, they burned people at the stake, man. I mean, they set people on fire. They even had a thing that would stretch you, guillotine. They had one thing where they execute women where they shoot a spike in between their private parts until they go in their head. I mean, these people were
Stone you
savages, man.
to death.
They really did master execution. So what I'm saying is
So
the crucifixion was
And
you
rumored to
just
be a real
you
explained
thing.
how
said
They
they
all
did it.
that to say you
There was
said
numerous
all
people
that
that was crucified
and
before Jesus.
and you said all that to say this, but these people are supposed to be so high tech and build all these things, but they doing primitive stuff like that. That lets you know that they didn't build any of that stuff, man. Come on now.
Well, hold on. Well, I don't know if the Bible is accurate, but it was like I guess there's a story in the Bible where they put some people in the lion's den. And have y'all heard about the people that used to bake inside of the I don't know if it was Rome or whatever. They would set fire to a metal bull and put people in there, and then the groans of these people dying to death with smoke would come out and make a bellow of the bull.
see,
So
but
these
hey,
so people have
Mr.
been
History, Mr. History, you missing his point, Mr. History. His point was the mentality of a people that'll do something like that.
well, no,
They
I'm
don't
not missing
seem
this
very,
point.
they don't
I'm not
seem
missing this
very
point.
primitive. They don't seem very
I'm
primitive. I
not
mean,
missing
you
this
know what I'm
point.
saying?
These
They
people I
ain't,
just mentioned were black.
they don't seem like they had so much technology where they were building those buildings and they were
You
doing the things
just
that it took.
missed my point.
I hear what you're saying, but let's just move on. I hear what you're saying, man. Let's just move on.
So let's go ahead and wrap on Tartarian. I'm gonna go and say it like this. I believe what y'all saying is Tartaria was the Moorish Empire. That it was a king that was the king of England at the time. He was rumored to be a black man before the guy that wrote the Bible, Charles or whatever. And I'm sorry, podcast, y'all can't y'all audience, y'all gotta look up these dates. I'm a little high right now. But yeah, so look up these dates. But it was a black king before the guy that wrote the Bible. And that's I think as far as they went. So these Moors, they went to Spain, and they went in a little bit in the Northern Union, Northern European. But at that time, the Moorish Empire actually subsided a little bit, and that's when Rome took over. Now Rome did invade Europe. They fought the barbarians. So the question is, why did the Moors retreat back into Morocco?
Well,
You're
well,
too
guys,
long winded.
I don't care what you say. I think Dion was paying for that cruise. That's why Karuche down. I think he paying. He got the money. I mean, you tell me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you know how old cat do, bro. A old cat wanna, some young and tender, like they say, man. But at the same time, it might be true love.
You know what they say? It ain't tricky. Got it.
So
It might be true love.
we on Dion now.
Might be true love, man. We been on that, man. You know what I'm saying? We been on that. We got him in the background, man. Let's speak on the brother, man. Mr. Jackson State, Colorado, Dion, man. Shout out to him, man, for beating cancer too, man. They say he just beat cancer. You know what I'm saying? He had a little scare with cancer. He just beat it. Now he out here slinging that thing. Let's see what he talking about. Let's see what he talking
Well,
about,
we got
man.
Dion in the backdrop, man. I guess the brother did beat cancer. He's the hero of Jackson, Mississippi, where all us is from. You know what I mean? So let's go and get into it, man. He's a champion, and he also he got him a little Chris Brown's ex girlfriend. Oh, I know Chris mad right about now. And he did. So when did the cancer take place, and what happened with that? I think that's new news. Let's get into that. We might make a clip out of this. Clip it up. Just talk.
Well, he wasn't telling very many people about it. His sons are competing, trying to make first teams and make their teams respectively. So he didn't come out with it until last week that he had been undergoing a bladder tumor, and he posted some videos, later on at his house fishing, but he did still have the catheters in. It was very blood tinged and looked like gross hematuria was in it. So, he is healing back from that. He said he's gonna be ready to go for football season, but he didn't want it to be a distractor for his boys because they're trying to focus on making their first teams as far as the NFL this season. Shador is in a battle right now to try to make the quarterback. Right now he's competing with the other rookie they drafted and Joe Flacco for the starting position. The other guy, Pickett, that they got from the Eagles, he got injured in practice, so he done kind of got booted to the fourth seed as a result. His other son, that's with Tampa Bay, he's trying to make the team as cornerback, so he didn't want to distract from them trying to make it. He didn't want to steal the shine, but we all know prime time. We all grew up watching him. He was a show himself. He was something to see, on the football field and the baseball field. So just so you know, he was the man back in the day, but he's not trying to steal the shine from his boys. So that's just a breakdown of what he's been going through. There's been some issues, in the TMZ lately with he's been dating Karrueche, who is, somebody that Chris Brown, the R&B singer, had. He mentioned her in one of his songs about somebody that he was still infatuated with highly. So, this is you talking about a young whippersnapper compared to him, a little 30-year-old singer, and Dion is in his late 50s. He's not quite 60. He's like about 55, 56 in that age. So, if this young Tenerone want him, you know what I'm saying? He's like, come on, you know what I'm saying? I got something for you. Just
TJ,
talking shit, Jack.
And I feel like he couldn't. When it comes to the NFL, what I'm trying to say is he wouldn't. Of course, it would have affected his sons, but he wouldn't have stole the show. Meaning that talent speaks for itself. If them boys top tier and they top of their positions, they was gonna get the starting position. They was gonna get the greatest contract for their situation. I feel like their council wasn't going. I think that his boys was getting a lot of attention, and I feel like that Prime Time is a drama queen. He needed the attention to shift back on him. Like, hey, yeah, I mean, they doing this, but hey, just be cancer. What about me in my Colorado state? My best guys leave me, which is my sons, but hey, don't forget about us over here in Colorado. Just talk AJ.
Interesting observation, man.
They said, okay, this is a good time to go ahead and get in the headlines and go ahead and get some what I'm saying, get some fanfare and everything back towards my way to build the promotion, which is brilliant. You know what I mean? After he didn't beat it and he's on the downswing, and it's good marketing. That is prime time. He always knew how to market himself and knew how to captivate an audience. What y'all got to say about that?
I
Fucking
Just
mean,
drama queen, man. He's a
but
queen.
But also on the other side of it too, man. CJ just spoke to it, man. He kept it down. I mean, if he felt like that, he would have just went ahead and announced it from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? I feel like whatever happened with his foot, man, it might have been something going on with his foot. I don't know what kind of cancer it was. Nobody spoke to it. But that's kind of what I'm saying, man. I want to speak to the other side of it. He kind of kept it down as long as he could. Now, I mean, I do expect him to tell somebody. I mean, at some point, it's going to get out. How did it
Hold
get
on,
out? Exactly.
hold on. Just how you said that. Well, now CJ said it was bladder cancer.
Oh,
And
okay, yeah. All right, that's
Yeah,
right.
it
That's right.
was
That's
bladder
cool.
cancer as far as the cancer in the foot was as a result. He had surgery on a turf toe, and that's like a ingrown toenail basically. And then whoever who did it, they went in and he didn't have any sensation in his foot, and then as a result, he lost blood flow to the great toe and the toe right next to it. So he had to have those two amputated.
Hell yeah.
Well, I think
that's not that bad
think
work.
love is a
Having
good
he been
thing,
having
but
them problems since he stopped playing ball though. Blood flow through his feet. That's why he can barely walk. He got to sit for most of the time. He can't walk that long.
Yeah. Well, let's hear from AJ and Spider, and I mean not AJ, but you just talk Zach and Spider. Let's hear from y'all on this topic, and I got a couple questions for you. But go ahead and respond to the cancer and Karrueche, and I got a couple more shit we're gonna go into just talk show.
I'm gonna say that's a good thing. He beat the cancer. That's a good thing. A lot of people don't catch it in time, but I think love is a good thing too. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how I haven't had much success talking to somebody younger, but when you find somebody your age range, I feel like it's a different, you know what I'm saying, type of love because y'all understand more better each other and the lifestyles and everything you went through and the music genre, the advancement of technology you went through it together. So it's like you understand a lot of things commonly, but yeah, I mean, hey, big shouts out to him if he like it, I love it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Karrueche, he didn't
That's
want
what
he
I was saying.
what?
Nigga, he paying for that pussy. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah,
G,
basically,
that pussy.
yeah, ain't nothing wrong with it. So, what I'm gonna say is, fuck love, yeah, he want that young thing. And Chris Brown, man, he
He,
ready to box.
he
Who,
ain't got to pay for he ain't got to pay for
now
nothing.
who, now,
Like,
now,
like,
Karrueche was dating. Well, who was he
yeah, she
mad
got
about?
money.
Who was Chris Brown about to whoop at the goddamn fashion show in Paris about Karrueche? Was it the nigga from Migo? What was his name? They had the beat song out.
Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, man. We
Like
all on one
subscribe.
ride
I
to it.
think it
Was
was
it takeoff? Say,
no, I want to take off. It went offset with the other nigga. The other
Quavo.
guy.
It was
Quavo.
Quavo, man. It's
Quavo. So
Quavo. It's
now, yeah,
Quavo,
now
man.
Quavo was allegedly hitting Karrueche too. So is she just an opportunist, like any other young chick that's fine, that's gonna go with the bag, or I mean, we know
For sure. For sure.
she say, damn, I'm getting a little old. I'm gonna go to the old man now. All the young rappers don't want me no more. I done got a little old. And now you know what all these youngsters do. Well, I ain't gonna say the youngsters, I'm gonna say all these hoes do. When they get a little
I
hoe in their
wouldn't
30s
say
and
the young.
shit, they go
I
to the
wouldn't
old
say the young.
man.
I would say the young
They go
rappers
to the
don't
old
want me
man,
no
bro.
more. I would say that
We know it.
Dion and his family has got a lot of commotion going on in the critics right now. So I'm gonna go over there and mingle and try to get my publicity out. Try to get my name back out there with my own personal investments that I got going on, which is clothes or whatever, whatnot. I feel like I would go over there and hey, yeah, she's dating Dion, and Dion got this going on. Oh, she's Karrueche is Dion's girl. Oh, well, what type of shoes she got? What is she selling?
Yeah, the best old man she can find. That's all I'm trying to say. Shit. My bad. I'm a little scorned. These hoes be there. They don't be looking for the dope boys and the rappers no more once they get in their 30s. That's all I'm trying to say. Just
Yeah,
talk.
that's back in your day. That shit dead. I
All
looking for
right. So Spider, you got to take on
payback.
this? Young Spider, if you're still there, you got to take on it.
Yeah, yeah,
Why
yeah.
Well, while we waiting
what?
on Mr. Spider, I got something for you. It was a movie back in the day. Me and MJ watched it several times coming up, and it's called The Mac. And Goldie said this famous thing to Richard Pryor. He said, "Yo, chose me." So, I'm sorry, Chris Brown. Get out your feelings, man. Go do your dance, and you know what I'm saying. Find you somebody else.
I mean, well, he gonna have to see Chris Brown knowing him, man.
Well,
Chris Brown
preach,
ain't letting
brother,
him go.
preach.
Yeah, he chose him, but you know what, Chris Brown, he don't mean he gotta like it.
Chris
But
Brown
yeah,
ain't
man, we
nobody.
waiting on Spider Man. I wanted to talk on this, man. Spider do come in.
Yeah,
Want to speak to
yeah,
this,
we
man. It
good,
was
man.
like subscribe, and we wanna get a lot of our subscribers up from Jacktown, Mississippi, man. We're gonna clip this up too. Jacktown. How do y'all think about Dion, man? And how y'all let that man car get jacked down there? And congratulations on the program down there. He brought a lot of juice to the city. Let's speak on it, man. And a lot of the world might not know, what I'm saying, just talk show. We might, since we from down there, we might, y'all want to give them a little information on what's going on, or would that be part of the inappropriate?
Man, the whole country knew about that, man. What is you saying? That's Dion Sanders, man. That's prime time.
I
Everybody knew
don't
where
watch
he was.
ESPN, man, so everybody know.
Everybody knew he was in Jacktown. Yeah, you don't watch it, but anybody that watch sports knew where Dion was at, my guy. So
So
yeah, we
for
ain't
our
gotta
audience, go
we ain't.
ahead and break
But
down what happened in Jacktown.
But what we should break down is how the people really felt. You know what I'm saying? It was a little bit of resentment. You know what I'm saying? When he left and went to Colorado the way he did. You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit. You know what I mean? But other than that, more hats off. My hats off to him, man. Go do your thing, bro. Go get that money, man. He went to Colorado because he got a bigger, better deal. We want
So
him to
we
go to the
so we
NFL,
gonna
but
so we gonna
what
dance
up?
around that. We ain't gonna get out. Is that a little bit too taboo for the show?
What's that?
The alleged robbery that took place while Dion was pissed off about what I'm saying.
They stole a boom box off the back of his truck.
I mean,
Yeah,
He
you
put
are
he,
you
yeah. Ain't no
from
he
robbery,
took
Jackson,
an
man.
man?
It wasn't
You
no.
ATV
know
out.
how
Oh,
it
I want no
go.
robbery, my bad.
It
You
wasn't
That
no
know
was
how it
robbery,
I'm
go.
being a
You
man.
little
from
salacious.
Jackson. I don't think you want to bring Jackson up in that type of light to where we just known for doing that, even though that we're from there, so we know that that's what Jackson
So,
do.
Jacktown.
I
You
mean,
talking
you don't
about,
want to,
Jacktown? You talking about
yeah,
Jacktown?
exactly. So you don't want to bring Jackson up in a different light, like we talking about the good side, meaning that we got some famous guy
So
there,
don't
trying to bring us to the map. You want to talk about how
so
Jackson
don't say
robbed us?
these
Like,
regular motherfuckers
cool.
gonna rob the don't gonna steal from the motherfucker that's trying to set them on. My bad. I ain't gonna say that. My bad. Just talk.
This nigga right here, man. Shock jock. Damn shock jock. Hey, but look though. Shout out to the boy, man. And yeah, we just kind of, man, just wanted to talk about it anyway, man, to see what everybody and the people really got to say about Karrueche Trend, man, and him dating, man. I mean, it ain't really nothing, man. Shit, they do what they do. They probably won't even fucking last that long, cause I'm just not hearing about it, man. I mean, it ain't like they finna get married. It's probably a little fling, like just talk AJ said, man. He just paying for the little pussy for a few minutes. It's gonna be over with, cause I can't see that being no lasting relationship. I mean, because he a man of the people, so he know he has to be out there. Maybe what I don't know what her age is though. If she 30 anything, you know what I'm saying, it's all good for him. I mean,
My
I don't
thing
really
is,
know what her age is.
why y'all gotta throw paying for it in there, man? She wouldn't be beside the bed and the man in the hospital if she was just paying for it. You know what I'm saying? She'd just be at her house looking at it on
Damn
the
it.
thing.
You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
Unless she
when
want
you
This
say that,
patent.
Boy,
just talk
boy,
Ziggy.
Man,
When you
boy.
say that, I'd be
boy.
scared that her and my sons were around the same age. As soon as I turn my back, my son's better know.
Huh? Huh? What you talking about, man?
Yeah, man. Don't let no
That's
nigga.
probably why she trying to get in the house. Nigga wouldn't accept the what's his name or what's the son name? Should do it when accept the Instagram request, man. So she said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna date your daddy, nigga." That's
Yeah,
probably
that's
what it
like
was.
you
Yeah,
think,
man.
MJ. That's how I'm gonna
But
get in with
that
y'all when
sound
y'all
like the
get
bitch
up
that
there.
what
I'm
bitch
gonna
gonna
be
do.
here
I bet Dion accepted that motherfucker.
on
Yeah,
Just
some
talk.
other ass.
yeah. Hell yeah,
Who
he
you talking
did.
about? Huh? Oh, nigga, she tried to do what? Oh, don't worry about that. Just talk. Hold on, let me mute up.
Yeah, so what's happening, fellas, man? Y'all want to wrap it up on that, man? Talk about it a little bit more, man, because at the same time, I'm like AJ. I like the positive side of it, man. He came through Jacktown and put a good star on the map for us for a few minutes, and we actually did we? No, we didn't win no championship, but we went to state a couple times.
But we
Uh,
did benefit from that just talk, MJ. We benefit, meaning the publicity. Everybody know now. Hey, you can come play for Jacktown now.
Right there, right. You say, and then also, didn't the stadium get revised? They got new uniforms and shit. He
Exactly.
brought some money
Right,
to the
right.
city.
What about the pause?
Yeah.
Like you said, what about the pause and stuff
All right.
instead of his car getting robbed
Yeah.
and all this other shit? Not what we
Yeah.
known for. We know it's Jack a nigga Mississippi. We known for going upside your head and taking your shit. That's just
Yeah,
what
yeah,
we
yeah,
do.
yeah. I just
What
wrote,
about some
and
other
so you
shit
know
though?
what we known for. I bet you know what else we known for, and it's the positive. I bet all that shit got returned because yeah, it's some OGs around that motherfucker Jacktown. We ain't going for that. Like man, what the hell? We ain't letting no crap. Boy, don't. Ooh Lord, them YNs ain't gonna make it in Jacktown because boy, it was most of before y'all. So yeah, go and bring that shit back. Was it brought back or not? Am I tripping?
Yes, sir. It was brought back.
Hmm.
So that's the positive. We don't want to paint Jacktown on a bad light, man. It might be a bad apple in every bunch, man. But Jacktown is open for business. Dion did turn the city up, and yeah, if you want to go to Jackson State University, you are going to a top notch program. You know what I mean? And they did just win a championship last year, and Jackson is on the upswing back up. And Dion was a vital part to that. No matter he with Karrueche or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
And
This little
he
stuff was
had
good
dog food,
headline.
donate some couple hundred thousand.
Yeah,
RP dog.
and Key Glock. But yeah, man. So we want to give a shout out to Prime Time, man. We appreciate you, brother, for what you did for Jackson, man. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, you representing in a good light, man. You always got a home, Jacktown, man. We forever indebted to you. Anybody else got any final thoughts on Jacktown before we do like a little lightning round? Because I still want to shit on Tartaria a little bit, and we good.
Yeah, I just want to thank all the viewers for coming out tonight, listening to our topics, and just thank you for your engagement. Continue to listen, and we got great topics coming for you because I got one for OSG next week. Goat James or Kobe Bryant.
Oh man, you said who? You said
You say
LeBron.
who? You say what? See that I
Man,
told
how
y'all.
dare you? Man, how dare
I
you? Boy,
told you,
don't even get me
AJ.
started.
Remember what I told you?
Man, don't dare mention the Mamba with a bomb, man.
And
But
don't never
anyway,
put and don't never put gold in front of that nigga name, man. That's blasphemy, man.
man, boy,
That's
my
blasphemy.
anxiety just rise, man. Man,
Yeah,
what? Okay,
I'm like SG. I'm about to throw up in my mouth.
hold on.
Hey, but yeah, man, this been the Just Talk Show, people. We appreciate y'all engagement. Like they say, like and subscribe. Leave some shit in the comments, man, if y'all like us, man. And what we can do a little bit better, or just hey, tell us about y'all spiel, man. Let us know about Dion and Karuche. What y'all think about that, man? And then and Tartarian and Mud Floods and all that free energy they had out here, the air balloons and stuff that we might not have mentioned. You know what I'm saying? Them airships that they mentioned, and on my boy video that we should have dropped. But it's been a good discussion on all that because we got into some history, we got into some science, and we're gonna fuck with y'all next time. Just talk.
Yo, yo, yo. Everybody can get a final little take, and we can go and take it out, if y'all want to. Let's hear from AJ and CJ, and let's go
Just
ahead and
talk
keep it rolling.
my viewers and my subscribers. Do y'all like our history topics? I mean, do you guys like our politic topics? I mean, what do we need to talk about the rappers more? I mean, guys, we need y'all to like, share, subscribe, comment. Talk to us. We talk back. They don't talk back. I'm making my business talk back. Just talk.
We're a versatile platform, man. We're gonna holler. We're gonna talk about all of it. But yeah, we do need our fan engagement to see what they like, cause we're gonna give them what they want.
Yeah, if you ain't subscribing, you ain't live, you know what I mean? Don't be a lame. Go on, hit the button and do the thing. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Subscribe to survive. You know what I mean? But who else we ain't heard from on the outtake?
Go ahead and close it out, Skinny G, man. We'll see the people next time, man. Hour
Uh,
15 minutes.
all right, well, it's the host with the most SG. You know what I mean? I'm your aficionado. I'm the aficionado genius historian, and you know what I'm saying, conspiracy theorist in this thing. We got MJ in this thing. You know what I mean? He's a wealth of knowledge. We got
Indoctrinated.
TJ. He's a wealth of knowledge. We got Spider Man. Spider just left out of this thing, man, but he's the political aficionado. We got CJ, man. I mean AJ in this thing. You know he, you know what I'm saying, he's the younger version of us, but you know what I'm saying, he can get down with the YNs and go and put something in their ear, man. You know, he got his ear to the streets on about what's popping and what's shaking, you know what I'm talking about, not faking. And you know what I'm saying, we know we got our official Casanova, you know what I'm saying, the heartthrob all the ladies love, Ziggy Zack up in this thing. So women, y'all check him out. No, he went viral on the Pop the Balloon, him and his brother. So look, we got a host of characters on the show, man. We want all y'all to stay tuned. But far as Tartarian, man, and the Mud Flood, man, yeah, the Mud Flood is kind of interesting because the buildings under the window and all that stuff, man. But I can't see a civilization that existed in the 1700s that was that powerful. And then at the same time, you got America being established by the Europeans. Now, either we're gonna throw everything out the window, or y'all boys gonna have to come on show me some evidence. Just talk show.
Like we're saying, it's pretty much kind of most of it written in the history books that's watered down. But man, we just gotta be able to recognize common sense and look at it for what it is. Like I said, you can see different buildings that's built around the world: Mexico, Russia, China. Here, you know what I'm saying? All we gotta do is go into them and look at them, and you can tell which one the oldest. Pretty much how it's built. Some of it built with water. You wouldn't even imagine that, but it's an easy process. You just gotta be smart and figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Back then we had, it was people that came around that knew how to, found out how to do shit after years and years of generation of going through shit. How you figured out? We found out how to season food. You know what I'm saying? We kept eating that shit bland for the longest and was like, man, you know what? Let me put some salt on
Yeah,
there.
like the masons, like the stone masons that what say on the side of them building, they say built by the stone masons for the foundation building. I guess that is this either Tartarian.
But I'm saying it could have been. You never know. You know what I'm saying? Could have been somebody that just thought of some quick idea and ended up making it into a big thing, and they turned it into a city. You know what I'm saying? It could happen. That's how you build towns on top of town. Eventually, your building is outdated, so they tear it down. They build a new building right there, and it becomes a city. After you get so many, it becomes a community. Then it becomes a city, and then bam, you know what I'm saying? There it is. You got something going. You know, but like I said, man, if you go back and just look at it, remember, like you were saying, how horse and cart, Texas used to be like that a long time ago. Texas, San Francisco, all that. Then all of a sudden, bam, going through back and forth through Arizona, making a few stops, start building all these buildings, and bam, you develop a city.
Yeah.
So,
and I want to give a shout out to the Rosicrucians, you know what I mean? They who really they got their knowledge from the Egyptians or whatever, and they passed it down to the people and to the stonemasons. This is a trade that went to Europe, and these are the people that truly built these cathedrals and these castles and everything like that, man. That we see the style of architecture, you know what I'm saying, like the what's that? The shit, the dome in France, north, whatever that shit is, the Hunchback Dome. It might help me out, but anyway, this is just tough show.
Come on,
science.
Historian, you should know this. You got your degree in this, historian, scientist.
Oh man, I just hit this THC pen, goddamn, in my head, kind of spinning a little bit. But yeah, this been just talk shows. The Notre Dame, nigga, you know I know it. Get out of here, nigga. Post with the most, nigga, not the less. You know what I'm talking about? Coming SG from the West, you know the best. You know what I'm talking about? Just talk show. But yeah, we'll revisit this Tartaria. If anybody else got any more comments, we out this thing. We out.